Josh Joseph, your focus was on religion, how religious the Ivy Leagues are, some of the different breakdowns between Protestants, Catholics, Jews, and atheists, where religion is heading, how important religion will be in the year 2010. What were the most important findings or conclusions from your section?
Well, some of you may be familiar with the term, the godless ivy. God is dead in America. Well, this may not be the case, as we found in our survey. True, in Gallup polls that have been done since World War II, Americans have overwhelmingly, 95% of Americans have said that they believe in God, whereas in our survey, we have found that only 2/3 of Ivy League students said that they believe in God. However, 2/3 is still not such a terrible number. Yet there is still a lack of religious fervor in terms of organized religion. For example, almost 1/3 of Ivy League students have never attended a religious service. Almost 3/4 of Ivy League students said that they would not skip a class if it would affect their grade in order to attend a religious service. And furthermore, fully 3/4 of Ivy League students said they would have no problem marrying someone from outside their faith. Catholics were the most likely to marry someone from a different religious background. 88% of them. The number for Protestants was 81%, and the number for Jews, 51%. Now, though 51% is obviously a smaller number, it still makes up over half the Ivy League Jewish population. Apparently, the message that rabbis and popes and priests have been giving from their pulpits is not getting across to Ivy League students about religious integrity. So you see that religion, apparently organized religion, is on the decline. But that's not necessarily true about general religious behaviors and attitudes. For example, half Ivy League students consider themselves to be religious, and just over half pray privately. Furthermore, half of the students say they believe in an active supreme being. So basically, you can just see from this data, to call it the godless ivy is probably a little bit misleading. While it seems that organized religion may be on the decline, an individualized, more personal type of religion involving some sort of activity and some sort of belief still permeates the Ivy Leagues. One question we asked was, do you think that religion will decline in the lifetime of the person who was asked? Over 50% said that it would decline in their lifetime, organized religion, that is. However, this is not really different from any other surveys that have been done over the last 2 decades on religious issues. So basically, what I'd like to leave you with today is this idea. Organized religions may be on the decline, but religion is certainly not.
Any questions? We've got time for 2 questions. Up front here, and then one in the back.
Hi, my name is Gabrielle Gold. I was wondering where you see the connection between religion and education in these secular institutions and why the decline of religion is so important that you found this out.
Well, as Lisa just told you, moral behavior at the Ivy Leagues is not necessarily something that is well practiced, especially as far as sexual activity goes. Religion has been something that has provided Americans with moral and ethical behavior throughout the centuries. So I think that it would be fair to ask a question then, if it's not going to be coming from religion anymore, if no one is going to be going to hear their priests or hear their rabbis talk anymore, where are we going to get this idea of moral and ethical behavior from?
Hi, my name is Regan Allen. I was wondering, you were talking about religious fervor, and I was wondering what the breakdown was of Jewish people or Protestants that actually went to temple or mass or whatever, and what you think the reason, if it was higher, say, for Jews or Catholics, why that is so among Ivy League students.
Sure. Catholics and Protestants have attended services more than Jews. However, interestingly enough, Jews were the ones who said that they would be the ones to skip the class in order to attend a religious service, even if it would affect their grades. Now, you're asking me why that is. It could just be that in the Jewish religion, people place more of an emphasis on certain special holidays. And that would be the reason that I'd have to give.
Okay. Anyone have any final statements? I just want to say this project was more comprehensive than we could ever describe to you right now. The meetings were very often heated, some very intense discussions between participants. What they achieved has never been done before. There's never been such a comprehensive study of the Ivy League before. It was in yesterday's yesterday's Washington Post as an editorial. It was in the front section of the New York Times yesterday as well. It's run on the front page of the Life section of USA Today. It was on Good Morning America. The Howard Stern Show spent 20 minutes going back and forth on Howard's lack of knowledge of current affairs. Obviously, he did not graduate from an Ivy League school.
Maybe he did.
He did. Well, then he would have done very well in the survey. And the students who put it together have been very hard-pressed. And even yesterday, as if it wasn't enough, they had their vehicle broken into and they were robbed. And they're wearing some clothing that's not even their own. You all went through an awful lot, and you deserve significant congratulations and kudos for what you've done. I think it reflects well on you. I think it reflects well on the University of Pennsylvania that of all the Ivy Leagues that would put together such a study, Penn would be the one that would go out and complete this project. I want to thank you all very much, and congratulations to you all for your project.